Distant, cold, senseless. A glass sheet placed between the art and the artist. When you sit on your laptop to edit, write, or design for hours, something so important is taken out of your work, the feeling of creating something out of nothing. Your hands cannot feel the process, you cannot touch what you're making, and it's just your mind and the tips of your fingers working for hours on end to create something that exists only within pixels on a glass sheet. In the book Steal Like an Artist by Austin Kleon, Austin says that just watch someone at their computer. They are so still, so immobile, and you don't need a scientific study to tell you that sitting in front of a computer all day is killing you and killing your work. We need to move, to feel like we are making something with our bodies, not just our heads. Work that only comes from the head isn't any good.
We've come to that time in the evening when there's not much time left. The tune is called Almost Blue, and we'd appreciate it.
Okay, I just thought of something and it sounds like really brilliant in my head. I don't know how brilliant it will sound to you, but essentially working with your hands or working in an analog is like jazz, right? You will mess up a few notes here and there during the process, but you just have to figure it out and make it so that the messed up notes add to the final piece instead of taking away from it, right? You're allowed to make mistakes, you're allowed to mess up during the process when you're working with your hands. But when you are working on your laptop or your phone makes it way too easy to erase your mistakes. It's just, you hit a backspace or you hit a delete and whatever error you made is gone, right? So it doesn't allow for spontaneity, right? It makes us too conscious of the mistakes we are making, and it makes it too easy and convenient to erase those mistakes away. So to sum it up, working with your hands is like jazz, and when you work on a computer, it takes the jazz away.
Almost blue.
Genius.
Almost doing things we used to do.
I feel like every person who involves themselves into a creative pursuit should try more and more to bring their bodies into the work, especially in times like these where it's just so easy and efficient to do everything on our devices. And the reason for that is like, I mean, you look at Baska making a painting, or you look at Casey Neistat making a video, and these guys do their stuff with their entire being. It's like a pure joy to see them work, right? You as an artist go through an entire process while creating something. You might be thinking about a project and working on it for days and weeks. And if it's something so important to you, and if it's going to take so much of your time, why would you want to leave your body out of it? So recently I've started taking a few steps that let me involve myself more deeply into my process. These are things like instead of showing text on screen digitally, sometimes when I want to show text which is really important, I do it on a whiteboard or on a paper, right? Instead of just showing a simple video on screen, sometimes I try to create stop motion animations, and even though they take a lot of time, they allow me to, move around my whole room, and I'm messing around with objects. I'm moving stuff like 1 centimeter at a time, and clicking like hundreds of pictures to get 5 seconds of video. But it's much more engaging to me, right? And lastly, I like to carry around a notebook with myself where I write down all of my thoughts and ideas the moment I think about them, instead of doing it on a phone. And I understand these are like really small steps to take, but they are also really easy to implement and start with. And like doing all of this has made creating artwork for me or creating videos for me just so much more fulfilling. Like creating a video isn't just about sitting on the laptop for 5 hours and being done with it. It's like a play or a dance for me, where I get to mess around with stuff, where I get to jump around my room, where I get to write stuff, scratch stuff out, where I get to go out for inspiration, where I get to have a diary with all my thoughts in it, and I can just open it and see it anytime. That's why I have started working more and more towards it. And now like I wholeheartedly try to enjoy the process of creating these videos. Like I try to be much more deliberate and conscious with this. And it's something which I feel like you should try to.